FNR, Football Nation Radio.
Since 1998, Lanco Group has been providing superior civil engineering solutions and advice to developers, local government and service authorities across Australia. Lanco Group is known for delivering sustainable, efficient solutions. By working closely with clients, Lanco Group is able to meet the complex infrastructure requirements for residential, commercial and industrial developments on time, on budget. Find out more at lancogroup.com.au. Lanco Group, your business partner for engineering solutions.
Pickett, she lays it off. Teresa Polias. It's an absolute peach. Ayres driving. What a hit from Melina Ayres. Wow.
And Sam Kerr has a hat-trick.
Midamar, 1-0.
There is no better time in the A-League Women's than finals time. That's what we're covering here tonight on Radio Dub on FNR Football Nation Radio. My name is Josh Parrish. Pokuah Frimpong, as always, alongside me. How are you, Pokuah?
I'm doing good, Josh. You know, final series is getting there. I'm excited. I've got my snacks ready. I've got my schedule ready. I'm good. I'm ready.
Well, the A-League has its schedule ready as well today.
Do they?
Yeah, we've got a semi-final on Friday. And we've got one on Sunday.
Good. So good rest in the Saturday. You know, like a professional athlete, we get a rest day and then we're back.
And then we're back.
Okay.
Well, one person will be taking to the pitch on Sunday and not watching from their couches like us is Maja Markovski. She joins us in studio. Maja, welcome to Radio Dub.
No, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure being here.
Tell us about your experiences in the A-League Women's this season. I mean, this team has gone through ups and downs, but you've made it. You confirmed your place in the finals with that draw against Canberra United on the weekend. It must be a relief to finally see yourself in the semis.
Yeah, definitely a relief. Bit of a shaky moments leading up, and towards the end, we definitely made it hard for ourselves, but finals football, anything can happen, and it doesn't really matter where you finish.
The team had a lot of, things to go through, you know, a lot of adversity they faced throughout the season, you know, losing Kayla. Melina obviously hasn't played this season. What's that like as a team to, you know, recover and, you know, set your mind straight to be like, we can still do it, we can still make it to the finals?
Yeah, obviously losing Kayla round one was probably it was a massive loss. Not only is she a great player, but our captain as well. But we've become resilient and we've really fought as a team together through times where we needed the points, and I think it's brought us closer together as a team.
Did you expect yourself to be thrust into first-team football so often this season as a young player? I mean, Melina going down, suddenly, you know, you're the first-choice striker a lot of the time.
Yeah, definitely didn't expect it, but that's football. Anything can happen, but obviously I'm grateful that I got the opportunity.
What are the words of wisdom that you received from the coaching staff and from Jeff at Victory going into your first matches, you know, as the first choice?
I think it was more just have fun and just don't put pressure on yourself and just play the way you've been playing. You've been training well, so just bring it out on the football park.
See, Jeff on the sideline seems like Mr. Cool, you know, he could old school could be in a James Bond kind of movie. What kind of a coach is he? Is he really loud, or is he just a pretty chill guy and just tells you the key points that you need to know?
I think he's a bit of both, to be honest. It just depends on the moment in the game. He can get very stressed, and I don't know if you guys have seen it, but he always has a pen in his hand that he always clicks when he's stressed, and that's when you know the real Jeff's going to come out.
So it's like you know, a PK in the C side. He's got that notebook, and I'm constantly trying to figure out what is he writing anything. So maybe if they combine forces, we might actually get some notes during the game, then it's not just in their head.
I think he's just doing his signature over and over. A little scribbles, a little Superman S in the notebook, just to.
He is one of the.
It's just to getting the tension out. That's all it is.
Exactly.
What are your pre-game superstitions when you're feeling nervous?
Probably just to blast the tunes. I'm usually the DJ in the change room, so I just put on whatever songs I like and just get the girls G'd up. But I'm pretty a happy person in the change room before a game, and yeah.
So now we've had we had a player say they like Georgia Smith. Now I want to know what type of music, and I'm a massive Georgia Smith fan. I want to know what type of music you're playing, because this matters. You know, this is like
You've unwittingly hit on like
just the
Pokuah's
key.
pet topic.
I just
every
need
week,
to know
yeah.
what's the music that Melbourne City women started playing before Melbourne Victory. Melbourne Victory. Oh,
It's Georgia Smith in the Melbourne City change
No, don't
rooms.
even. No, I apologise.
What's blasting the victory?
So I'm stressed.
Oh, we have a few songs, to be honest.
Okay.
There's one, it's called We Are Young.
Oh.
I don't know if you know that. A lot of sing-along songs.
Okay.
A lot of Taylor Swift, Katy Perry.
Wait, We Are Young by Fun?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. It's all right.
I don't really want to sing it, but
No, it's okay. We don't make you.
a lot of sing-alongs. Our favourites, definitely Taylor Swift. Katy
10-minute
Perry.
song was good though.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it was pretty nice. Got a bit emotional when I watched it. It was nice. It was good.
I think that works better for the girls when it's sing-along songs. We all sing together and it's kind of funny. But the song that we played just before going out is Got Me Feeling
Okay.
by Alyssa. It's it's kind of a G-up.
Okay. You know, maybe we need to make an A-League women's playlist on Spotify that everybody needs to get involved in. I'm just saying that could be a thing. I'm just saying. Josh.
How are you only coming up with this the week before finals?
Josh, you know
we could
what?
have been
Stress-
adding week to week, player by player.
Stress,
Such a good
stress
idea.
brings out these, these creative ideas. I'm just saying.
So initiations, we always ask about them. Are you having to sing in front of the group? Is that a tradition at the Vic?
Yeah, we definitely have. Everyone's done one. That's joined the club. I did mine last year, but we watched so many this year, and they were so funny.
Who was the standout performer?
Standout. Oh,
Who had you laughing the most?
Probably Chids.
Okay.
Yeah.
I that's a surprise. I think the Chids would be talented in everything she does, but
Yeah, but like she was kind of shy at the beginning of the season. You know, she didn't show much, and then she pulled out like this song that no one's heard of, and she just. Can't even explain what she's done to it.
she's remixed it. Maybe it's on. Is that on your playlist now? No. We just record it secretly. Like, guys, Chids, this is the next song for the whole season.
No, definitely not that song. No.
It's funny how people can sort of surprise you when they come out of their shells and so forth. Have you bonded as a playing group over the course of this year?
Oh, definitely. I think the last couple of weeks playing so many games and stuff and having to get results to make finals has brought us together as a team, and I think that's going to really show come finals time.
In terms of you and like playing throughout the entire season, like have you found yourself getting more and more confident with your playing style and how you want to be as a player going on?
Yeah, definitely. At the start, I was still trying to break into the team and things like that, but the more minutes I got, the more confident I get, and the more I was able to just find my feet in the league.
Talking about the schedule that you've had in so many games in such a short space of time, it's been an absolutely brutal fixture list, making up for those cancellations. How has it taken a toll on the group? Because, I mean, you must have been exhausted coming into this.
Yeah, I think it was the worst when it was like back-to-back away games. So we'd be home in Melbourne for like one day, and then the next day we'd be flying interstate again. And if a player got injured and players would get injured and stuff like that, we didn't really have the rotation we could use. We had to sign a lot of players last minute as well just to make up the bench. And but we got through it, so that's all right.
Is there any particular strategies that the coaching staff use to try and manage your minutes and manage your recovery during those games?
I think giving players minutes that normally wouldn't get minutes was good for us, and also just making sure the recovery was there. Yeah.
The likes of you and Alana Murphy have really played, some really key parts in pivotal games this season. What's that, what's it like, playing with players who typically wouldn't get as many minutes if, the season didn't shake out the way it did? Do you guys bond over, learning stuff with each other?
Yeah, definitely. I think because all the young players that are in the team and things like that, I think we have each other's backs and we kind of understand what it's like trying to break into the team and the pressure that might come with us, but we're all very supportive of each other.
How would you describe your own game and what you bring on the park? How are you trying to put yourself forward as a first team option?
Definitely trying to be a goal scorer. That's obviously what you want in your striker, a physical, aggressive, technical goal scorer. Yeah. Well,
speaking of goal scoring, you did score, a nice goal, and there was a great celebration after. Now, I feel like you started the I can't even say it properly, at the Australian Open, because I feel like I saw you do it. I got the reaction, and then the Australian Open started, and that's all I could hear. I'm just saying, maybe you can see the future. Is that what you were thinking?
Definitely not. I didn't know that it would blow up over social media and things like that and people making edits. But it was so funny seeing Nick Kyrgios do it.
What was your favourite edit that you saw?
Favourite edit? Oh, it was one on TikTok that I got tagged in so many, but it was one like it cut to Ronaldo doing it.
Oh, yeah, nice.
And it was cool.
That's always nice.
I think Teo did his best to make it go viral as well.
Yeah.
On the commentary, yelling out this.
I feel like that's Teo's. Like Teo was like, "Oh, thank you. This is what I want from football. This is the great meme content that we love." And I loved it. Love the celebration, and you're scoring more goals and you're looking more comfortable in your playing style. Is it? When you look ahead, is there do you have like what are your aspirations in terms of football? What do you want to do?
Definitely in the league, just become like a really good player in the league, and just get more and more minutes and score more goals, and then hopefully go overseas somewhere. Yeah.
We were speaking to Melina before the season started, and she obviously got injured, but she said that Jeff Hopkins comes up with individual targets for a lot of the players. She was supposed to get 5 tap-ins. Obviously hasn't had the minutes to do that, and the rest will come. Has he given you any individual targets to hit this year?
Very tactical targets, but nothing like tap-ins or something like that. It would be like, oh, you've got to press this player at this moment, but not really a target, no.
Well, I've got to ask, looking ahead into this final series for the team, what do you think that you're going to have to do? Maybe is there anything you think you have to adjust in terms of the Adelaide game coming up? How do you see that game?
Obviously, we played Adelaide a couple of weeks ago and we didn't really do too well, but we've been able to sit down and watch the game and realise what points we're missing and definitely worked on them in the last couple of weeks. And I think everyone's going to be seeing a different team out there come finals football.
Was there extra expectation on the group this season as compared to last, given that you were coming off that title win?
Yeah, definitely. I think last year we were kind of the underdogs. No one really knew anything of us, but this year we've had the pressure on our backs and we started the season really good too, so teams were maybe a bit scared of us.
I think it's so interesting that a lot of people, during the season were like, oh, because after you lost Kayla, defensively people were like, well, how are they going to be? But you guys have taken out a decent amount of clean sheets and been one of the best defensive teams. How do you deal with the pressure and, hearing the chatter outside of, the club?
Definitely. I don't think any of the girls really take too much notice to it. I think it's not important to us. The only thing what's important is what we think of each other and not the outside people. But yeah, we've just got to keep each other's backs and just not listen to the noise outside.
That's the approach. Now,
we were speaking before you came in and you said that you're a Manchester City fan. Now, I'm not going to hold that against you. I'm not. I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm not going to hold it against you. Now, what do you what from Melbourne, Manchester City, abroad? What do you like about them so much in terms of maybe their playing style? Particular players do you like?
My favourite player is Kevin De Bruyne.
Okay, that's a good pick.
Actually scored a double in the derby. I think it was this morning or yesterday morning. He's a quality player, goal-scoring midfielder. He's very technical. I think he's unreal, and I also just love Pep's playing style. It's amazing to watch.
So now your brother goes for Liverpool.
Yeah.
Is there a bit of rivalry in the house, leading up to the end of this, end of the season, that they could overtake Man City? What are your thoughts?
Look, they could, but I just don't see Man City dropping points at the moment. But in the house, if there's a game, Man City, Liverpool, you just know if you're on the losing team, you're going to cop it for the next couple of weeks.
Speaking of the family connection, I mean, I'm sure this angle's been done to death, but your Uncle Jonesy being, John Markovski being a legend of the NSL, the comparison is sort of irresistible, right? When you're almost similar types of players as big physical centre forwards who can score goals.
Yeah, it's so good having him. He's watched quite a few games this year and come to a few, and just it's good having him in my corner. And a lot of people definitely bring it up every time. But you know what? I actually don't mind it. I'm privileged to have that name.
Does everybody in your household, just because football families, everybody trying to give you tactical tips? Hey, you should have gone this way. Maybe this is you should have done this. Yeah. Is that what it's like at home?
Yeah, definitely. You've got my 3 brothers, some of them give the approach of just roasting me for something I've done. I definitely cannot miss a single shot because I'll know about it and they'll post it all over social media like they've already done before. But my dad's more proper soccer coach head.
Yeah.
You should have done this.
Well,
I mean, growing up in that kind of competitive household, do you think that's impacted you as an athlete?
Oh yeah, definitely. I've always wanted to be better than my brothers, and it was like my life goal to just be better than all of them growing up. So yeah.
Do you love like a cheeky nutmeg against someone you're like playing playing outside? You're like,
Oh my God. The girls would definitely say at least 10 times in training, I nutmeg someone.
Okay.
They'd just be walking to their drink bottle. I'm like, yep, gotcha.
I feel like a nutmeg's like a great football. Like everybody loves a good nutmeg. Just like someone's walking and then you just, it's a great camera moment. I feel like
beautiful.
They all need to be recorded is what I'm saying.
Have you got the VO going at trainings just so you can like play back those little moments?
No, we don't, unfortunately, but I think Zim in our team, she's copped it the most from me. So sometimes I keep a tally. It was 4 in one day the other day.
That's good. That's okay. Well, maybe surely your next training session, you're like, we're going to get at least 6 and there's like multiple. Just maybe you could do like a passing drill as she walks. Just like, that would be good content.
I'll definitely give it a go tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this is what Melbourne Victory's, social media team needs to be doing. We've done the milk challenge. Now we need a nutmeg challenge, and I think the numbers are rising.
So who are your closest friends in the team? I mean, we've got a few American girls there, a few players who've gone over to play for the Matildas as well.
Yeah, close with all the girls, but probably the ones closer to my age, Paige, Polly, Cara and Courtney, bunch as well, because we're all very similar in terms of our brain lengths. Not the smartest, but we always have a good time and it's just always a laugh with them.
What do you guys like compete at? Like obviously, guys are all great footballers, but like are you like secretly just like always competing against each other, or is it all like pretty like chill and friendly?
We're definitely all very competitive at everything we do, even outside of training for doing something like bowling or something. Yeah.
Who's the best bowler?
Actually, Brooke in our team, the American.
She's just come in and just, guys, I'm the new bowling champ.
We had obviously 10 shots in the first couple. She hit it in the gutter. I'm like, oh my God,
this is going to be
on a plane. And then she just whipped out like 3 strikes in a row and ended up winning on like a crazy score. I was like, okay.
I feel like my bowling skills are only limited to Wii. Like I was done ever since then. Yeah. But then once the Wii remote flew out of my hands, I said, I'm retired. Don't ask me to bowl again. I'm finished.
Do you have any other sort of interests outside of football, things that you try and do?
We all love eating.
Okay.
That's definitely a hobby of ours. Going to get acai bowls, going to the beach, bringing the dogs there. Just normal stuff, I guess.
Speaking of dogs, what type of dog do you have?
I have a toy cavoodle.
Oh, yes. I've actually been looking and trying to like maybe buy one and just drop it off at my house and my parents can't really say anything. Do you think that's the idea? Do you think that's what I should be doing?
Yes, I pretty much did that, honestly.
Okay.
Bought a whole dog and then I got the yes from my dad, but my mum was a bit like,
That's the same thing. My mum's like, no, I don't get it. Like they're so cute. They're so little.
Why wouldn't you want one?
Exactly. Shocking. It's disappointing. I'm just saying, like, who doesn't want a toy cavoodle? It's ridiculous. I don't respect it.
I'm not sure really where to go from there. Should we talk about football again?
We should talk about football.
Okay, all right. So Adelaide on the weekend.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got the aspiration of pulling off an upset and winning the title again.
Of course, that's always the idea. Going back to back would be unreal, and I think all the girls are really hungry for that win, and I honestly cannot wait to play Adelaide.
Looking further down the line in your career, is the plan to stick around here and at Victory, and are you looking to push on and get some national team representation down the line?
Yeah.
You're not thinking that far?
Definitely that is the goal. Obviously not thinking too much. I'm taking everything as it comes and just trying to improve as much as I can, and what happens, happens.
Do you have a goal celebration planned if you score on the weekend?
I will not be sharing it, but
no.
it's a unique one.
Okay.
Let me put it there.
Ooh.
No one's done it.
Okay, you know what we're going to do?
Own unique.
So you're not repeating yourself with the Ronaldo thing?
So what we're going to do, Josh, is we're going to clip this, and if she scores, we're putting, I don't care when she scores next, we're putting that clip up and we're saying we got an exclusive radio dub without an exclusive. That's what's happening.
Can you go off the record afterwards when we go to a break and tell us?
Just tell us, maybe?
Yeah, all right.
Okay. Radio dub exclusive without being exclusive.
Okay,
I like
we
it.
can't tell you, but we'll have the inside word.
Absolutely.
We can't wait for it.
Well, man, I've just got to figure it out. Like we're trying to. I like to sit in the. I don't ask serious questions because I really. No, everybody gets the serious stuff from the the people who write it.
Yeah.
Now I've been looking at these A-League women's coaches, and I'm trying to let's say we were doing a school, and I feel like Adrian Stenzel would be a great humanities teacher, you know? Great humanities teacher. Now, what subject would Jeff Hopkins be teaching?
You know what, he's going to kill me for saying this, but history.
History is okay.
Just because he's been around for a long time.
Okay, I feel like that works. You know what? I could see it, you know, but Jeff would be like that cool teacher that like everybody just loves.
Mr.
You know?
Hopkins.
Yeah, Mr. Hopkins. Or Hopkins, Jeff Hopkins. Like, you know, the new Bond movie, but just Jeff Hopkins. Maybe that's what it is.
I was wondering where you're going.
I didn't know where I was going. I got lost.
Well, we'll see if Victory can make some history this weekend. Maja Markovski, thank you so much for joining us, giving us a little insight into Melbourne Victory on and off the pitch, and we wish you the best of luck against Adelaide on Sunday.
Thank you so much.
We'll head to a short break here on Radio Dub. A pleasure to have Maja Markovski here in the studio with us. Radio Dub with thanks to DKP Co Chartered Accountants this week. We'll be back after the break with an A-League Women's Finals preview, so stick around.
Since 1998, Lanco Group has been providing superior civil engineering solutions and advice to developers, local government and service authorities across Australia. Lanco Group is known for delivering sustainable, efficient solutions. By working closely with clients, Lanco Group is able to meet the complex infrastructure requirements for residential, commercial and industrial developments on time, on budget. Find out more at lancogroup.com.au. Lanco Group, your business partner for engineering solutions.
Vasquez beaten away by Buffon, and then Ronaldo! What a goal by Cristiano Ronaldo! Sensational! The greatest margin in the history of the Champions League with an absolute beauty!
You're listening to FNR, Football Nation Radio.
Are you looking to change your destiny in life? Be your own boss? Start your own business? If you are, you need people who understand your needs and are committed to helping you make it happen. At DKP Co Chartered Accountants, we are more than just accountants. We are business advisors, taxation consultants and strategists that specialise in setting up businesses. We understand the client and give them the very best customised advice and strategies to achieve their goals. Visit our website dkpco.com.au or give us a call today on 03 9023 9370. Fast, proactive, personal. That's DKP Co Chartered Accountants.
Listening to FNR Football Nation Radio.
Are you looking to change your destiny in life? Be your own boss? Start your own business? If you are, you need people who understand your needs and are committed to helping you make it happen. At DKP Co Chartered Accountants, we are more than just accountants. We are business advisors, taxation consultants and strategists that specialise in setting up businesses. We understand the client and give them the very best customised advice and strategies to achieve their goals. Visit our website dkpco.com.au or give us a call today on 03 9023 9370. Fast, proactive, personal. That's DKP Co Chartered Accountants.
Still full of running, and his Götze! It's Mario Götze! It's Super Mario! He might just have won the World Cup for Germany!
FNR, Football Nation Radio.
They try to open up the Dutch via another route. Iniesta's in the middle all alone. If Fernando Torres can find him, it's stabbed away uncomfortably to Fabregas. Surely now, Spain have won the World Cup for the first time in history. Andres Iniesta has broken Dutch hearts.
You're listening to FNR, Football Nation Radio.
Frank de Boer. Frank de Boer speelt de bal. Heel goed naar Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp neemt de bal aan. Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp. Oh! Frank de Boer speelt de bal aan Dennis Bergkamp. Die neemt de bal feilloos aan. En die schiet de bal erin. We spelen nog officieel 20 seconden. Dennis Bergkamp. 2-1.
FNR. Football Nation Radio.
Since 1998, Blanco Group has been providing superior civil engineering solutions and advice to developers, local government and service authorities across Australia. Blanco Group is known for delivering sustainable, efficient solutions. By working closely with clients, Blanco Group is able to meet the complex infrastructure requirements for residential, commercial and industrial developments on time, on budget. Find out more at lancogroup.com.au. Lanco Group, your business partner for engineering solutions.
Cambiasso. This is where Argentina can be very patient indeed. I've watched their youth teams do this. Just play the ball endlessly around the edge of their opponent's penalty area, then suddenly break with devastating consequences. Saviola, Cambiasso. Cambiasso! They've done it! They've done it! And scored a fantastic goal! How many passes did they put together there? You'd need a calculator.
FNR. Football Nation Radio.
Maloney takes, and it's in! It's Ben Watson! It's Ben Watson for Wigan Athletic! They've surely won the FA Cup! For Dave Whelan, for Roberto Martinez! You just cannot write scripts like this!
The conceding kind of situation, but Atkinson did well. Oh my goodness! Have you seen a more freakish goal in A-League history? Riley McGreen with a scorpion kick into the top corner. It's one of the most amazing things we've ever seen. Come on, Ernie, on your feet.
You're listening to FNR. Football Nation Radio.
Are you looking to change your destiny in life? Be your own boss? Start your own business? If you are, you need people who understand your needs and are committed to helping you make it happen. At DKP Co Chartered Accountants, we are more than just accountants. We are business advisors, taxation consultants and strategists that specialise in setting up businesses. We understand the client and give them the very best customised advice and strategies to achieve their goals. Visit our website dkpco.com.au or give us a call today on 03 9023 9370. Fast, proactive, personal. That's DKP Co Chartered Accountants.
Pickett, he lays it off to Teresa Polias. It's an absolute peach. Is driving. What a hit from Melina Reyes. Wow.
And Sam Kerr has a hat-trick.
An absolute pleasure to have Maja Markovski with us in the studio. If you missed that, it'll be up on our podcast platforms post-haste as soon as we finish the show. Josh Parrish here with Pokuah Frimpong, and we've got plenty more to get through in regards to A-League Women's. The final rounds confirming that the top four reads Sydney FC, Melbourne City, Adelaide United, Melbourne Victory. No finals for Perth despite their best efforts.
Well, Josh, during the ad break, Lockie Flanagan, our amazing producer, said that I look like I was giving a State of the Nation address. Now I am going to give a Victorian State of the Nation address, okay? We all as Victorians need to do a collective prayer, okay? That both Victory and City win so we get a home grand final, okay? Because that's all we deserve. We've been through too much to not get this. That's all I ask. Is it too much to ask for? No. Okay? Are both teams good enough? I think so. Might be a challenge for both of them. They are facing exceptional opposition and they have some hurdles to overcome. But Josh, as Victorians, we all need to hold our hands, do a little prayer circle or anything, okay? Please, That's all I want. Is it too much to ask for, Josh?
I mean, I think we're letting our Melbourne bias shine through a little bit.
I don't care. You know, we've discussed with, Dylan Holmes, Adelaide isn't it, okay? It's all about Victoria, okay? Sydney, have you seen the traffic on the roads? No.
Have you seen the weather lately?
Exactly. Perth, I'm not going to criticise Perth. They've been through a lot, okay? Queensland, there's nothing up there, okay? There's nothing up there. Melbourne's where it's meant to be.
There's
We're the sporting capital of the world, Josh. How dare the women's A-League women's final not be in Melbourne? Shameful. Shameful.
I wasn't expecting.
Shameful, Josh. I've been thinking about it all week and just got emotional about it multiple times. It's not right. We deserve this. We do.
Well, we had the A-League social accounts already crowning Sydney as champions before the finals even started.
I have supported that team. I've thought they've been the best team all season. But they were got a little bit, trigger happy. Let's relax, okay? Let's know the words we're typing out, okay? Let's know what, each title actually is.
I mean, who hasn't messed up a title in After Effects?
Absolutely.
Look, it happens.
It happens.
Especially when the caption of the video is premiers and then it comes up in massive letters, champions. Can we get it right? Find a distinction between these two things? Anyway, pedantry aside, let's talk about the actual games that happened on the weekend. We'll start with Melbourne Victory 0, Canberra United 0. They made it hard for themselves, the Victory.
They did. Victory had a few chances, but Canberra had a lot of chances. If Michelle Heyman had gone either right or left on any occasion, I don't know if we'd be talking about Melbourne Victory versus Adelaide on the weekend, because Canberra were good and I think they were the better side over the 90.
Which is an indictment considering how poor they've been from the majority of this campaign.
But all testament to, Melbourne Victory and Casey Dumont, who actually put in some really big saves during that game and kept Victory in it. And Victory almost scored, hitting the post near the end of the game. So balance of the game, maybe Canberra should have won. But you know what? In football, you've got to take your chances. Otherwise, ifs or maybes and, coulda, shoulda, it doesn't matter. We don't live in that world.
Yeah. I mean, it's not looking particularly promising for Victory this weekend, given that they did lose 3-0 to Adelaide last time. I mean, we had Maya in here before. She's believing she reckons they can pull off an upset. But I'd personally, if I have to predict this game and taking my bias aside, I don't see it.
Yeah, it's going to be tricky because Fiona Watts has been in tremendous form and she'd just taken out the goal scorer of the season award with 13 goals, I believe.
And could well be the Julie Dolan medalist as well.
100%. And I think the Victory are going to need to put in genuinely their best performance all season. But I'm not writing them out because I think Jeff Hopkins is an amazing coach, and I think if you give him time to really, it would have been just a week and 2 days since they last played, to really give this team time to rest and let him come up with the game plan, I think they can do it. I think it's an uphill battle, and I'm with you in thinking that Adelaide are the favourites heading into this game, but I'm not going to write Victory off because they do have quality on the park. Obviously, Kara Cooney-Cross won't be playing after the accumulation of 4 yellow cards during the season, but,
I don't think that's necessarily a deal breaker for Victory. She hasn't had the best campaign.
Exactly. She hasn't had the best campaign. And
she was outstanding last year, playing predominantly on the wing. She's changed positions a few times this season, played a lot in the middle of the park. I don't think she's been able to find consistent form. And it's kind of bizarre that she's managed to get 4 yellow cards and 1 red card.
Honestly.
And I think she's only committed 7 fouls all season.
I think that's...
Which doesn't speak volumes for her tackling.
No, it doesn't. But it also 7 tackles, and that's like the red card was deserved. I remember I was at that game, and I think that was the right decision.
7 tackles, sorry, not 7 fouls.
Yeah, 7 tackles, sorry. But
that was my error.
No, all good.
You're good.
All good.
Mid-flow.
But I just find it so strange when somebody when I found out that she wasn't going to play this weekend, I was like, wait. But I swear she doesn't tackle that often. She's not.
How did she get
suspended so quickly? And I was like, surely there are other players who commit more dangerous fouls or, tackle more often that this would actually happen to. It's strange. I don't know.
Yeah. Jeff Hopkins in the post-match interview said that he didn't want to put it in the players' minds before the game that they were walking a tightrope with regards to suspensions. What do you make of that?
I understand it. I think it says a lot, the fact that he started her when she knew she was on that edge.
But they needed a point.
Exactly. That's the thing, that team is a little bit fragile because of all the disruptions they've had this season, that he had to play her and couldn't, afford to just maybe keep her for the second half to maybe adjust and just see how the game went. But you know what? Melina Reyes, I think, might have to start or
at least play a big role
in the game this weekend. And you know what? Melina Reyes at her best is one of the best strikers in the A-League Women. So I think if Victory can hold out as the game goes on, like they can really hold and push it to the last 20, then just till the second half at least, and don't let Adelaide get too far in front of them, they can certainly, maybe sneak a win.
Elsewhere, Perth Glory were ultimately unsuccessful in their finals push, despite being forced to play away from home for most of the season, being a complete underdog even without taking that into consideration. They won 3-1 against Wellington. They were 7 goals short on goal difference. Yeah. I mean, honestly, despite them not making the finals, I think Alex Aparkis is in the running for Coach of the Year.
I think that so Teo did a poll on his Twitter about who the coach of the season was, and I think Adrian Stenzel came out when I
Coach of Adelaide.
Yeah, Coach of Adelaide. He was number one for most people who voted. But I think it's really hard to not pick Alex Aparkis. Adelaide United last season almost made the finals, and it was just goal difference, so they didn't make it. Alex Aparkis has got Perth from bottom of the table to just missing out on the final. Now, I know 7 goals is a lot, but it's deceiving because Perth had some big losses, even though they've been a great side all season. I think he's comfortably my coach of the season. I think he's done a tremendous job, and they play a nice brand of football that's enjoyable to watch every weekend.
No love for Juric or Vidicic?
No, I think Rado's done an exceptional job, but Sydney FC are Sydney FC. And
they're stacked.
They've got tremendous players all throughout, and they haven't lost a lot of players during the season. Obviously they lost Courtney Vine and Romy Simonson throughout the season to Matilda stuff, but so a lot of other side also lost players to international duty. I think that Rado's definitely done a tremendous job as well, because I think a lot of people didn't expect them to. I think a lot of people maybe picked them to go to the finals, but not maybe as high as they've, and as impressively as they've done.
I had them third in pre-season, and they've been battling for Premier League, which I didn't expect.
I can't exactly remember where I had them, but I think that Alex Aparkis, to me, I think it's hard to not pick him. What he's done with that playing group, and they've played away from home essentially the entire season and haven't seen their family for large portions of the season. We can't underestimate how difficult that is for professional athletes, and especially a really young group of players as well.
Yeah, I mean it's a very challenging circumstance. So I think Aparkis is a good shout for that award. Their season's over, but they've won a lot of admirers in the process.
Absolutely.
And unearthed a few real talents as well. I think Hannah Lowry in particular has been my pick of the bunch, but there's plenty in that Perth squad that you could say, future Matilda, future stalwart of this competition, despite, their tender years. Let's talk about Adelaide United, Sydney FC. Could be a finals matchup, just depending on how these first rounds of the playoffs go.
Are you betraying Victoria? Is that what you're doing?
I said it could be. I didn't say it's going to be.
Don't say what that. Relax, yeah?
But going down 1-0, Satchel with the winner in the second half. So, I mean, this one was a closely contested game. I think both sides were just filling each other out. They've never met this season. It was a question as to whether the full strength squads were put out, and we didn't see Courtney Vine. We didn't see some of the first choice players on the park for Sydney FC, but Vines was enforced by injury, and whether we see her not in the first round of the finals against Melbourne City may play a big part. I'd just like to say this. I think that Adelaide didn't really have anything to play for. Their finals position wasn't in jeopardy. So I think Adelaide are a tremendous side, and I think the fact that Adelaide maybe weren't giving it, a full 100%, maybe 80%, because they knew they didn't really have to, there wasn't much to play for them. The fact they only lost 1-0, and I know Courtney Vine was out, I understand that,
but they still had Remy Stevenson, Princess Abini, Rachel Lowe. They still had tremendous players across the park. I think it's Adelaide are a much more fierce opponent than this score says.
Yeah, I think they still be underdogs if they do face Sydney in the finals, but this shows that they can compete. I think Courtney Vine does tend to break games open when she does play, and her inclusion or otherwise this weekend is going to be a determining factor against Melbourne City. But Adelaide showed that they have grown a lot as a team this season.
Do you think that if Courtney Vine plays, if she doesn't play, that Melbourne City have a chance in that game?
Yeah, I do actually. I mean, in many ways, Courtney Vine is Sydney's Holly McNamara.
Okay.
In the way that she provides that speed and incision up front. Holly McNamara tends to play a little bit more centrally, and Vine is a wide player, of course, but I think they're similar in terms of their attributes and styles. So without both of those players, potentially it's a wash.
Yeah, certainly. I think that Holly McNamara has really impressed me this season. It's obviously quite unfortunate that, how her season has ended. And Courtney Vine is a great footballer and she provides a lot for Sydney FC. But I still give Melbourne City a chance even if Vine plays, because I think that City have shown a lot of determination throughout the entire season that they can hold on and make it really difficult for teams to break them down and just beat them comfortably, because they will stay in there and they will find opportunities, especially with Hannah Wilkinson back and Stoddy, potentially getting back in the team, because I don't believe she played on the weekend.
She didn't. She was not in the squad.
Yeah, she wasn't in the squad at all. So they may be assuming they're resting her for the finals. Why can't City beat Sydney FC?
Well, let's talk about City then. 2-0 victors over Western Sydney Wanderers, who've been atrocious this year. I don't think there's any other way to describe it. But getting Wilkinson back, she got on the score sheet. Very nice goal from Rihanna Politzina. Almost scored a double.
Is that a radio dub guess?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Fantastic. You can always find that interview back on Spotify or anywhere.
Yes.
It was good. It was a good interview.
Futsal player and...
competitive at card games as well.
Yeah. She's such a threat from outside the box. I think more so than any other player in the competition, off the top of my head.
Yeah.
In terms of danger when she's on the ball and in a bit of space, 20 metres out, I don't think there's anyone else who's...
Kicks, I can't remember the commentator on the game. They asked her at halftime, are you going to take... Because I think Chelsea Blissett took a free kick and they're like, are you going to take the next free kick? And she said, absolutely.
Of course I am.
Yeah, she's been... from set pieces, she's honestly been one of the most dominant players doing that this season, and I don't think I've seen many players be as accurate and actually pose a real threat from outside the box as well.
So she knocked one in from the edge of the box and
but I will say,
forced a great save for another one.
I will say, though, I think that because of the amazing season that Holly McNamara has had, Rihanna Politzina doesn't actually get enough credit for all the work she has done this season, because she does a lot of little things that you will not notice, but she scored a lot of goals. But I feel, obviously, Holly McNamara has been phenomenal, and before she got injured, she honestly was my player of the season. I think the Rihanna Politzina deserves a tremendous round of applause no matter how Melbourne City's season finishes out this year.
Well, her nickname's Minnie. She shares that nickname with another Minnie, Katrina Gorry, who I thought was absolutely unbelievable in a game of zero consequence. A 5-1 win over the Newcastle Jets. Larissa Crummer with a hat-trick. It felt like the dam broke for her, in the second, the last quarter of this season after struggling in front of goal. Prior in the campaign. She seems to have finally gotten over that hurdle, but I thought Katrina Gorry was actually the star of the match.
Katrina Gorry is comfortably top 3 midfielders in this league. I could make a case for her being number 1. When she has the ball, the passing that she has and the way in which she knows things are going to happen before they happen, and her spatial awareness, she's phenomenal. And I think the Matildas obviously miss her, but for Brisbane, she's kept them. She kept them close, and obviously they fell away as the season went on, but Katrina Gorry, fantastic every time I see her play football.
To borrow a phrase off the great Brian Clough, I wouldn't say she was the best midfielder, but I would say she was in the top 1.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. She's just to think that obviously she just had a baby before the season, and she's come back and she's played like incredible football. Even though when Brisbane have been losing, you can never tell me that Katrina Gorry has been like the reason they've lost, or you'd honestly be like, the reason they didn't lose by 4 more goals was because Katrina Gorry knew exactly what she was doing. She went into boss mode and she said, we're not getting embarrassed today.
Yeah, I mean, they've had a disappointing season. Brisbane Roar, by their standards, it's a pretty proud program up there, and they usually do better than this in the A-League Women's, but
they had a lot of turnover.
There's no blame on her shoulders.
Or Little Harpers.
And if Larissa Crummer had her goal-scoring boots on the whole season, I mean, she might have been troubling the top scorers.
Maybe in like 10 seasons or like in 10 years' time we see Harper on the pitch, because Katrina Gorry is so good. Harper just lowers the age range for A-League Women's stars because she'd just be dominating.
I mean, that would be an early start, even by A-League Women's standards.
Doesn't matter. I feel like Harper, she's going to be a super talent as I knock my hand on the mic.
All right, I'm going to ask you for a prediction.
Okay.
Because we've got finals this weekend. We've got Aussies abroad to talk about after the break. So now's the time to push your chips into the middle of the table.
Yeah.
Who's winning out of Sydney FC and Melbourne City on Friday?
My bias is speaking loud in the back of my mind. I'm going to go, because I really love Melbourne City's defence. I really love that defence. I think 2-1 win for Melbourne City.
Wow.
2-1.
That would be huge. Away from home.
Away from home.
On a soaked Kogarah
I think Stoddy's going to be back. I think Hannah Wilkinson's going to be really a real threat. And I love everything about Melbourne City and what they've done this season.
I can't go with you on this.
That's okay.
If Courtney Vine's playing,
it creates great build up on the show.
Okay.
It's okay.
If Courtney Vine starts and she's fit, I think Sydney are going to get the job done.
Okay, what's the scoreline? We'll seal a TNC.
Under 2.5.
Under 2.5.
I'm going to say 1-0 to Sydney.
See, it's going to be close.
I think it's tight.
Yeah,
I don't think there's going to be much in it.
Yeah.
All right, and let's go to Sunday then. Preliminary final between Melbourne Victory and the home side, Adelaide United.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we had Maja in here, but Adrian Stenter's done a tremendous job, and Adelaide have been one of my... I said from the first game of the season, I spoke about them, their game against Victory. I gave them, credit. I think they go out 3-1. They beat Victory 3-1.
Now I'm in the position of, do I go with my head or my heart? And I'm going with Maja Markovski, winning goal.
Okay.
We get the celebration, the I guess, what would you call it? Off the record exclusive we had during the break.
On the record, wait, I just said it before. I can't remember. I've lost my words.
So we asked her what celebration she was going to pull out. She said she had something prepared. She wouldn't reveal it publicly. We've got the inside word, and I want to see it.
I want to see it too.
So I'm going with my heart. I'm going to say...
A non-exclusive exclusive is what I called it before.
2-1 victory for the eponymous Melbourne Victory.
That would be good, because then you'd get a
Melbourne derby.
No, but then you'd also get a last year grand final replay between Sydney and... Or have I just...
So 3 and 4 have to play against the loser of 1 and 2.
That's what I'm saying, though. So you get Victory versus Sydney again from the grand final from the year before. That'd be spicy.
That would be.
And Cara Creaney Cross would be...
But hey, no, I've tipped Sydney to win. So if all goes how I've predicted, it's a Melbourne derby.
Okay.
All right. Well, there's a lot still to play out in the A-League Women's. We've diverged slightly on our predictions, or indeed, we've diverged completely. So we'll have to wait and see what comes. But we can't wait for the playoff games. Stick around after the break, though, because we've got an Aussies abroad update to come.
Are you looking to change your destiny in life? Be your own boss? Start your own business? If you are, you need people who understand your needs and are committed to helping you make it happen. At DKP Co Chartered Accountants, we are more than just accountants. We are business advisors, taxation consultants, and strategists that specialise in setting up businesses. We understand the client and give them the very best customised advice and strategies to achieve their goals. Visit our website, dkpco.com.au, or give us a call today on 03 9023 9370. fast, proactive, personal. That's DKP Co Chartered Accountants.
Balbezit voor Frank de Boer. Frank de Boer speelt de bal. Heel goed naar Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp neemt de bal aan. Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp. Oh! Frank de Boer speelt de bal aan Dennis Bergkamp. Die neemt de bal feilloos aan. En die schiet de bal erin. We spelen nog officieel 20 seconden. Dennis Bergkamp. 2-1.
FNR. Football Nation Radio.
Since 1998, Lanco Group has been providing superior civil engineering solutions and advice to developers, local government and service authorities across Australia. Lanco Group is known for delivering sustainable, efficient solutions. By working closely with clients, Lanco Group is able to meet the complex infrastructure requirements for residential, commercial and industrial developments on time, on budget. Find out more at lancogroup.com.au. Lanco Group, your business partner for engineering solutions.
Ronaldinho gathers speed past Ramos. Elguera comes to meet him. He goes past Elguera. Ronaldinho at his very best. Unstoppable.
You're listening to FNR, Football Nation Radio.
Since 1998, Lanco Group has been providing superior civil engineering solutions and advice to developers, local government and service authorities across Australia. Lanco Group is known for delivering sustainable, efficient solutions. By working closely with clients, Lanco Group is able to meet the complex infrastructure requirements for residential, commercial and industrial developments on time, on budget. Find out more at lancogroup.com.au. Lanco Group, your business partner for engineering solutions.
She lays it off Teresa Polias. It's an absolute peach. Is driving. What a hit from Melina Reyes. Wow.
And Sam Kerr has a hat-trick.
Beat him up. 1-0.
It was Aussie on Aussie violence in the Conti Cup. Chelsea 1, Manchester City 3. Last time out, Chelsea's coach said she was purring after Sam Kerr's goal. Sam Kerr did get on the score sheet in this one, but it wasn't enough. 2 goals from Carolyn Weir and 1 from England striker Ellen White, leading Alana Kennedy's Manchester City to some silverware. Good moment for Kennedy in this final.
Absolutely. Good moment for Hayley Razzle as well, who helped with the first goal, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. But Manchester City have slowly but surely, is that the way, the phrase? Okay.
Surely but slowly
I
would
don't
be
know.
just a criticism of the speed.
It would be a criticism. They've got better. They had a lot of hurdles at the start of the season, a lot of injuries, and they were looking very shaky. They were looking mid-table at best, and they've really recovered and steadied the ship and are moving up the FAWSL table. But a good, solid win over Chelsea that, personally, if anybody told me they thought Manchester City was actually going to win, I would have called them a liar, because Chelsea are such a great team that they've been looking a little bit shaky at times, and congratulations to Man City for that win. They deserved it. They were dominant the whole game.
Maybe Emma Hayes is too busy with her new duties as running the actual club.
Yes, she might be a little bit busy.
She's one of the members of the charitable trust that Roman Abramovich has put in charge of the club, honestly, the stewardship.
The charitable trust, honestly, I don't think it's all sorted out in terms of like who actually owns the club, because I'm pretty sure they're not allowed, like, it doesn't actually work.
It's stewardship and care.
Yes.
They're not actually owning the club.
Yeah, they're not really doing
Abramovich has to sell it in the meantime.
Yeah.
So, she had a bit of extras on her plate this week.
Just
of
a
all
little
weeks.
bit.
So,
I think Man City have, in terms of the FAWSL and the way in which they've been playing, I'm very impressed, and I'm a little bit scared for my Arsenal side as we try to hold on dearly with anything we have to win that title. But Chelsea, as they're currently a game behind us and only a point behind us as well. They've been looking a little bit unsteady at times and haven't been as clinical and as sharp as they have. We're used to seeing them play, and they've been knocked out of the Champions League quite early on. And Man City obviously didn't even qualify for the Champions League in the qualifying stages. So it's going to be quite interesting to see how both the teams deal with this game and how it propels the rest of their season going forward.
I'm interested in the form of the Australian players in particular in that Manchester City side. I mean, you were quite critical of Alana Kennedy earlier on in the year and her performances.
I was. She
stepped it up.
She has. She certainly has. And she put in a tremendous defensive effort, especially with the firepower that Chelsea have. Alana Kennedy has been playing well recently, and I think she's really found herself. And because when I was criticising Alana Kennedy specifically, in terms of when she was playing for, at the start of the season, there was a lot of injuries, and it probably might have not been totally fair to give or criticise her as much as I did, because they did have a lot of injuries, and she was new to the system, so she was having to do a lot of work that she wouldn't have been required to do. And I think she's really blossomed and got more comfortable with the side. And Hayley Razzo has put in performance after performance, and only been out of the side a few times with a little bit of injury concerns and stuff like that. But she's been playing amazing football and has really gelled with that front little front three setup they've got at Man City.
There are quite a few new players in that team, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So obviously Alana Kennedy's a new signing, but they've signed a few new players. So I don't think it's a huge surprise that it's taken them a while to gel and to settle.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Manchester City side has got world-class talent from the front to the back. It's an impressive side, and obviously, to build confidence, to maybe even feel that you should be there as well. I think that plays into a lot of footballers' minds that you've gone into a new situation, you've got to perform really well, and I've got to be at the same level as I'm in the best league in the world. So maybe that played into a little bit with Alana Kennedy as well.
Speaking of belonging, it seems like the City of London has taken to Sam Kerr.
Just a little bit, They named her FAWSL Player of the Year, which, I get it. It's fine. Viv Miedema, she was good. It's fine. But, Sam Kerr is well-deserved, and I think finally she gets an award because, she was robbed of a few awards, a few months ago. We don't want to speak about that on Radio Dub. It upsets us all and makes our stomachs turn. But Sam Kerr, yet again, scoring. She does it for fun at this point, and maybe she likes to spice it up a little bit, changing up the way in which she scores.
I mean, I'd like to see her change it up a little bit for the Matildas.
Absolutely.
And get more involved in the play. We've spoken about this before, but I think there are more creative ways that Sam Kerr could be used in the national team, giving her a little bit more freedom to drift out wide and drop deeper to receive the ball and run at defenders.
In terms of Sam Kerr, I don't put any blame on her because she can only play in the position the manager asks her to play. But Sam Kerr shouldn't be our focal point as a striker. I think she can play
not all the time.
No, not all the time. I think she can play out wide, or she can even play a little bit deeper and have Caitlin Ford, as the main striker, and let her. Because I think there's few occasions in which Sam Kerr is not the best player on the field. There are very rare occasions when we're playing international football where she's just not one of the best players, or the best player, or one of the best three on the field. Why can't we allow her to play a more creative role and get others involved and change things up? And why does she have to just be, a Tim Cahill sort of player where she stands there, waves her arms in the air and goes, cross me the ball and I'll head it in, and then we either go for the scraps where the ball rolls around and, she tries to score, a goal in that way. We can be more creative, this Matilda side. If we're going to really disrupt the way in which international women's football has been played and become an actual leader in it, why can't we just be a little bit more disruptive in the way in which we play football?
Well, good luck with that with Tony G in charge. I think the conventional doesn't even
Josh,
begin
how I feel
to
about Tony G.
describe it. Anyway, let's not end the show on a sour note. Let's end it with the standings in the FA Women's Super League. Arsenal on top on 37 points. Chelsea behind them with 3 games in hand. 3 games. So that's an 8-point differential to make up. So they have to win all of them in order to overhaul Arsenal on top of the table. Manchester United
who haven't had a women's team for long, are 1 point behind on 28, but they've only got one game in hand on Arsenal. Tottenham with one game in hand as well on the same points. Then Manchester City, as you say, creeping up the table, making up some of those games that they haven't played. They're quite a ways off Arsenal. I don't think you should be getting too worried yet. It's a 14-point gap with only 2 games in hand. So yeah. I think there's a long way to go.
There's a long way in terms of like when we, I believe we have to play them again. I think we only played them once this season.
Those 6 pointers that you're worried about.
Yeah. But I'm a little bit nervous about them and, seeing if, I think a lot of the other teams in the top 4 should be a little bit afraid of them and maybe they might take points off them as well. But, for me, my Arsenal side, both sides won on the same day, Josh. I'm not going to lie to you. Celebrations were going wild in my house, okay? That day I was very, very excited and very happy about that.
Speaking of Arsenal, doesn't look like Lydia Williams is reclaiming her first team spot anytime soon, which is a concern.
I'll be honest with you, Josh. I liked the move for her, but Manu Zinsberger, who, congratulations to her, I believe she just got engaged to her partner a few days ago. Congratulations to her. But she's so important for Arsenal. She does the incredible. If anybody, I would recommend people just go look at some of her highlights. She does some of the incredible. Sometimes she does some silly things that give me, I start getting, having to check my blood pressure. I'm just a little bit concerned. But she's been really solid for us.
She's sweeper keeper is what you're getting at.
Yeah, a little bit. But she does some incredible saves. Look, she did one in the Tottenham game last season, I'm pretty sure. But it was really, really nice. But I think Lydia Williams, it's going to be really difficult for her to get that starting spot. She occasionally plays when we do play in, the FA Cup, which has just restarted again after playing an FA Cup for 2 seasons, but it was for...
Yeah, okay.
It was a whole... The math was all around the place, but I think it'd be really difficult for her to replace Zinsberger.
Does she need to look for a move?
I think potentially, but I don't think Arsenal would want to let her go. Having 2 quality keepers...
It's a luxury.
It's a luxury.
I don't know whether it's a luxury that Lydia Williams' career can afford.
But it's also, I could say the same thing about Caitlin Ford, who doesn't necessarily play, because we have Nikita Paris and, we've got lots of players just on the... Nikita Paris is sitting on 49 FAWSL goals, and she's been on there for so long. She never plays, and she was, dominating in France. Obviously her last season there was a bit, but, we've got amazing players that are on the bench. Caitlin Ford might also need to go, but I think they only recently signed a new contract a little while ago.
I bet those training sessions are unbelievable.
I'd like to watch those videos, and they're quite funny. I enjoy them.
All right, well, we'll leave it there for today. Thank you all for watching along on Radio Dub. Finals coming up this weekend.
Let's go, Victoria.
Wait.
Pickett, she lays it off. Teresa Polias. It's an absolute peach. Is driving. What a hit from Melina Reyes. Wow.
And Sam Kerr has a hat-trick.
Beat him out. 1-0.
See the bump fest, someone's on the jump, yo, I bust them in the eye, and then I'll make the bumps home, feel it, honking, dancing and jumping, I got more rhymes in the top than a Dunkin' Donut shop, showing up, I got pop, the kids on the hill, my mom and my pop, I came to get down, so get out the seats and jump around, jump around, jump around.
Still full of running, and here's Götze! It's Mario Götze! It's Super Mario! He might just have won the World Cup for Germany!
FNR